Welcome to episode 88 of the Family Geekery Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Amber.
And I'm Danny.
And today, in honor of Black History Month, we're going to be talking about Marvel Voices, and in particular, Legacy issue number 1, which is kind of confusing because Marvel Voices is many different things in Marvel. It's a podcast.
Oh.
It's a comic. It's a series of essays. And there's not just one Marvel Voices Legacy issue number 1. There's a couple of them.
Oh.
So this one is from 2021. It's got a predominantly picture of Storm, Jubilee, what was that, Miss Marvel, Miles Morales, Blade, and who's in the upper right?
Oh.
Is that America Chavez, maybe?
I didn't even see that person up there. I don't know who that is.
Not sure.
I'm not sure.
You can't see much of their outfit.
But that's the issue we're talking about, because there is several different Marvel Voices Legacy number 1. But before we get into that comic, let's talk about our Geeky Weeks.
Geeky Weeks.
Geeky Weeks.
I stole it from you this time.
Got it in stereo. All right, who's going first?
I'll start.
All right.
Okay.
So I watched a show on Netflix this weekend. It was 7 episodes. It's called The Watcher. And it just follows a family moving into a new home in their new neighborhood. And it was really strange and really confusing, but I enjoyed it.
Did you watch all of it?
Yeah, all 7 episodes.
Did it come to a logical conclusion?
No.
See, that right there is the formula for any show you want to put on Netflix. Have a family move into a new home, have a bunch of weird stuff happen, and then you don't know anything at the end of it.
Yeah, it either leaves it up to like the viewer and how they want to end it, or it just leads them to start another season. But I was able to figure it out, kind of what they were trying to do, but it was still weird, but I enjoyed it.
That's lazy writing.
Maybe. But
I've never even heard of that, so how likely do you think a season 2 is?
I don't know, because it was made last year.
Oh.
Or it came out last year, so I don't know. But it like the storyline, like you could probably have multiple seasons because it just orbits around the same house and like new families coming into it or whatever.
So the house is what makes it weird?
Yeah.
Without giving too many spoilers away to the audience?
Yeah. The house.
Okay.
But I recommend if you want a weird show that you won't be satisfied with the ending.
That's a great sell.
Yeah, it is.
It's good until the end. Well, I've enjoyed many shows and watched them all the way through knowing that. So,
yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
But other than that, just been playing my usual mobile games and doing a little bit of crocheting. I don't know if that's geeky, but it's crafty. So, that's about it for me.
Nice.
Cool. How about you, Amber?
I played a new board game. It's called Casting Shadows, and it's really cute. It's up to 4 players, but it's a battle game, sort of with like you've got dice every turn that you have to use the resources that you roll, and then you use those resources to like buy spells and cast those spells. And you're a cute little critter. And it's really cute. I played it at work for the first time, even though I had already owned the game. I just never played it. So after work, I went ahead and played it. And it was good. It was fun. That's all I remember.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like a good game that includes a lot of like chance by rolling dice and stuff.
Yeah. It's also like the spells that are available to purchase, you know. It's weird. It's takes a little bit to strategize, especially when you've only played the game twice and don't know every single card that's in the deck. So you don't know what the possibilities are.
Cool.
And what about you?
Me? Let's see. I started playing ever since they announced there's going to be Smite 2. I started loaded up Smite on Steam, which I never played it on, but I own it.
Uh-huh.
And I played mostly on, I think, PS4. So not only did I completely forget how to play the game, I have like 0 stats in the game. So I loaded it up and started playing like the tutorial and some of the other things, and I'm not doing too good so far, but remembering the things that I enjoy about it and the things I don't enjoy about it. So I'll play it a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think they're going to have some kind of a cross-gen, I think they call it a cross-gen method of taking the skins and stuff that you own from that game and putting them into Smite 2.
So that's what I saw when I first saw on TikTok the ad for Smite 2, or that like the announcement that they were making it, the trailer, I guess. Everybody in the comments were like, I better get to keep all my things. I better blah 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 blah. Keep my skins, keep my gods, blah blah blah. And I'm like, it's probably just going to be like an Overwatch 2 situation where it's the same exact game with like some updated game modes. It looked like there were like updated graphics. So maybe
could
they're just modernizing the graphics a bit.
I think the game's like 12 years old or something, so
yeah,
it's due for an update.
Yeah, like League of Legends has done that when they got more skill. So it's probably going to be good for Smite, and it's probably going to not take away the players' things. I don't see how they would get any, traction if that's what they're going to do.
Yep. And then I started watching or rewatching Under the Dome.
Oh.
Which I think you and I, Amber, watched that when it first came out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we never finished it. Yeah. So 3 seasons long. I think when it came out, it was Amazon. It was like you had to have Amazon Prime to watch it.
Yeah, it was like exclusive to something.
Yeah. And I didn't realize it was, it says it's based on the book. I didn't realize, I didn't remember it was based on a Stephen King book.
Mm-hmm.
But Stephen King and Steven Spielberg are both executive producers on the show.
Ooh, and Steven squared.
So yeah, I got both the Steves in there. But I like it. I thought I remember it being a little bit cornier or weirder, but rewatching it holds up.
The guy from Breaking Bad is in it, right?
Yeah. Gotta love him.
Walter?
No.
Oh.
The brother-in-law.
The DEA agent guy.
The other bald guy. One of the other bald guys.
So yeah, that's available on Paramount Plus.
Oh.
So I've been binging through that and having a good time with it.
Nice.
I recommend it.
I'll have to go back and rewatch it. Maybe I'll read the book, but also it's a huge book.
It is, yeah. I looked it up on Audible because that's the only place that I understand how books work. And it's like a 53-hour book or something.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's almost like 100% polarized reviews, like worst book ever or best book ever. So
wow.
Take that for what it is.
Did you say 3 hour or 30 hour?
Like 53 hours, I think.
Oh. I was like, 3 hours is not that long. Never mind.
That's a Marvel movie.
That's a comic book for me to read. All right, so we got through the geeky weeks. Oh, there was, I don't know, did we talk about this late-breaking news last week that Disney bought like 10% share in Epic Games or something?
I don't know if I don't remember if we talked about it last week or not, because I don't remember when it happened.
I don't think we did.
Well, they did.
Yeah.
And they're, I guess, going to throw some stuff or some more stuff into Fortnite.
Yes, I'm very excited.
The Fortnite extended universe.
I've seen a lot of memes. It's like if I get clipped by Mickey Mouse, I'm not playing the game anymore.
I think they're going to do mostly like Marvel stuff, probably, right?
Yeah, I think it's
have
mostly Marvel and Lucasfilms.
But then what's the point? I need like Disney princesses and like stuff.
Right? Like if they had, what was that, like Mirrorverse game? If they had those like Mirrorverse versions of the Disney princesses, that would be so cool.
I saw one AI edit and it was like all the Tinkerbell fairies.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
You could run around with like Rapunzel with your frying pan.
Exactly.
Danny, you're an artist saying that AI is cool.
What?
You're an artist and you said I saw AI, it was cool.
Well, you can use it to like for Fortnite. Anyways.
You can use it for good. You can use it for evil.
Rapunzel could have a frying pan, pickaxe, and then a Pascal back buddy.
I did see this TikTok where this artist is turning the Disney princesses into like level 1 D&D characters. So they like drew, the one I saw was Rapunzel, and then I looked on their page to see if they had a Cinderella and they didn't, so I left. But it was like Rapunzel as a paladin, and then they drew like a character sheet for her, like with the, dexterity 12, blah 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 blah. And it was really cool.
Cool. So yeah, so we'll look forward to see what happens with that.
I don't touch Fortnite, so
I'll let you know.
I do like watching the skin videos I see on TikTok.
Huh?
Like the people that are like showing off their skins.
Oh.
That's OnlyFans.
Oh.
Ew.
We're family friendly.
Cut that.
You'll eventually get into Fortnite.
No, I won't.
There'll be some game mode that will draw you in.
They got close with Lego. They got close with Lego.
It's fun.
But it's like a building simulator, right? It's
basically Minecraft.
A battle royale.
It's basically Minecraft.
Okay. But like, I don't know. Do I like Lego that much to download Lego Fortnite? They did put Jinx into Fortnite.
Yeah.
And I didn't jump ship. So
that's just because of Arcane.
Well, yeah, but like if there was anything I was gonna do in Fortnite, it would be play as Jinx. But it didn't happen. I'm strong. I'm strong-willed.
Good job.
All right, so are we ready to jump into the subject of this episode?
Yeah.
Yep.
Marvel voices. So thinking about some way to celebrate Black History Month on the podcast here. It wasn't too on the PodChamp.
PogChamp. Poggers.
It wasn't too hard to brainstorm because Marvel already did all the hard work for us by taking the concept of having both creators and characters of color combined together into a single project or series of projects, I guess. So
yeah,
we picked out Marvel Voices Legacy #1, which, as advertised, had different characters in it than what was actually in it, but that's okay.
Yeah, the advertisement was a little misleading.
But it's a series of, 6 little short stories, and I wasn't sure what to expect. I've seen compilations of stories before, but this one, opening it up and reading through the first 3 pages, it kind of like caught me by surprise, and I was like, "Oh wait, these are short stories in the real sense of short stories." At first, when I saw 6 short stories by different creators and different artists, I thought it would be this would be like a 50 or 60 page comic, but no, these are like 3 to 4 or 5 pages each. So it's,
yeah.
I don't know if I could tell a better story in 3 to 5 pages. In fact, I know I couldn't. So this is not a critique at all. It was just, it just caught me by surprise. I don't know. What did you guys think?
I thought, just like watching the little advertisement that you sent, after having read the issue, I was like, oh, so like they made it sound like it was a lot more like exciting, a lot more action packed with like the little like scenes that they picked out. But
Right.
then the short stories themselves, most of them are more like slice of life type, little like cutesy things, which I liked. I really liked reading. Like, I wouldn't say I'm disappointed that I got that instead of, action packed yippee. It was just different than how advertised, but like, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought it was just gonna be like a full comic like we usually do. So I was a little confused at first with the short stories, but I did like them. There's a few characters I didn't know, but
Yeah.
it was kind of cool. It wasn't all just like crime fighting superheroes. It was like, oh, we're gonna go get some groceries.
Yeah.
I will say, like what you said, Danny, there were characters I didn't know. Like, of course, like you see Miles Morales, and who's not going to know who Miles Morales is? But some of the other characters, I just wish there were more like descriptions on who the characters are, because a lot of people might be like, oh, I only read Spider-Man, I only read Thor, and then you see like, oh, Miles Morales is on this cover, let me pick this up and see what he's up to, and then it's a bunch of things of like people you may not know and characters you may not know. So a little bit more description for some of these characters, which we can get into later, would have been nice, but they were still good stories.
Yeah, I tried to scroll up back to the top because I thought there would be like little like character names and profiles or whatever, but there wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we start off with the first entry is called Words Do Matter.
Oh, are we skipping over the foreword? The introduction?
Oh.
Did you guys read the introduction?
Yeah, let's start there.
Because the introduction was really good. It was by Nick Stone, who is an author. And it kind of reminded me of something like it had a very college article level to it, but in a playful way. Like, I read a bunch of, psychology papers, and I did take a class on like ethnic racial identity, and a lot of like language like this is used, like a little, excerpts, like a personal story before they get to the scientific study. So reading it was very familiar to me from like my studies. So it was cool to see that in front of a comic book. And it was just really well written about, her growing up and only seeing herself as Storm. And that was like the only representation for her in like comic books and stuff like that. And then like growing up, she's got kids now, and there's Miles Morales, there's
Falcon,
there's everyone, and Black Panther, and it's really cool for her kids to be able to identify more with the characters on the pages and on the screens.
Yeah, it's good. Cute little picture of her sons there.
Yeah. So you should read it, Danny.
Yeah, so after the foreword by Nick Stone, our first entry is Words Do Matter, written by John Ridley, who is a Academy Award-winning screenwriter who won an Academy Award for his adaptation of 12 Years a Slave. And so looking at that, and seeing that it's a story about Miles Morales, and we start off with Miles in a fight with Hobgoblin. I'm like, oh yeah, let's do this. And it's not so much like Amber said, not so much an action-packed story, but it's kind of a message, which is fine. It's great. And then by the time you're getting into it and thinking, oh, this is great, this is going to be a great message, then it's all over. But
yeah,
that's, like I said before, that's when I realized that these were all going to be, short in the true sense of short stories. But it shows him, living his Miles Morales life, and it shows him living his Spider-Man life, fighting the Hobgoblin. And there is American Chavez.
she must be on the cover.
So that must be the one on the cover.
And
along
War
with Jubilee,
Machine, who's not on the cover. He doesn't get to be on the cover.
Right. But yeah, it's just a quick message about how the words matter and your life matters. And what do you guys think?
This one is kind of written, there's not a lot of words to it. So I got like slam poetry vibes from it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just like the fact that there are so few words makes the message pop out a lot more, because there's not a lot of like blah 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 in between.
Yeah, and the last on the, I guess, third page, the last entry is, your life is your story, don't let anybody else write it for you. And I'm like, oh yeah, let's do this. And then right next to it is a little diamond that says end. And I didn't see that at first. I flipped to the next page, and it's a completely different story, as you can tell by the different artist. And I had to scroll back and like, what just happened? Oh, end. Okay. But yeah, quick message, great artwork.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that was our introduction to this Marvel Voices.
Yep. I didn't see this as one of the short stories at first, because one, I didn't know it was made of short stories. I thought it was like a little inspirational message before they got to the real story, because then I was like, oh, like there's totally different characters in the next page. I thought it was just like a little, like, what the message of like the comic was going to be about, but that makes sense that it's just a short story itself.
Yep. Then next up, we've got the next story called Decompression, which is featuring Riri Williams, or as we know her, Ironheart.
Mm-hmm.
And starts her off with, she's apparently bagging some villains at a bank, tying them up, and all the while she's got something going on that she needs to get to, and she's running late to it. So she's trying to finish up this superhero stuff so that she can get to whatever her next big mission is. And I think he even called it a mission, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As it turns out, her next big mission is meeting up with her girlfriends to have a girls' night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girlfriends, girls' night.
So she meets up with Marvel Girl?
Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel, I'm sorry. I always get those mixed up. Miss Marvel and Shuri from the Black Panther stories. And apparently Shuri's got some super nice apartment in Chicago for when she wants to hang out with her girlfriends every 6 months, they say.
Yeah.
And they've got their mud masks on and fixing some snacks, playing some video games, and talking about life in general. I thought that was a pretty cute little thing that they had going on. And then they get a message that there's going to be, some monster. They said Xavier. Xavier is calling out for help.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know enough about Ironheart to know if it's a different Xavier or if it's Professor Xavier.
Right. I would like to think that it wasn't Professor X calling out for help, breaking up their girls' night, but at the same time,
And would they be on first name basis with Professor X? I guess that's last name.
My boy Xavier.
Yeah, if they let another Marvel writer create another character named Xavier, that guy should get fired. But who knows?
Who knows?
Could be Xavier Williams. I don't know. But yeah, so they all go off, and after their girls' night, they're excited to go get back into the fight again.
Yeah.
So the decompression was just getting together, hanging out, and having some fun.
I liked this one.
It was
the
cute.
colors in this one were really pretty. Like lots of like pinks and purples. Very obviously like wanting to celebrate girls' night, and it was cute. It was just cute to see superheroes not doing superhero things.
Yeah.
It's neat the artwork that they had in this apartment. They had like full life-size posters of Storm and
Rambo. Monica
Rambeau, yeah. Which her character name, what is that? They mentioned it before.
I forget. I still haven't seen the Marvels. It's on Disney Plus now, though.
Spectrum, that's her name.
Like the internet?
Like Love on the Spectrum.
That's a cute show.
But cool. Okay, after that, our third entry is called Panic at the Supermarket.
Yeah.
And this one, we've got the art is done by, I don't know if you recognize that art, but it's the one of the Stormbreaker artists called Natasha Bustos. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But we've seen that art style before in some of the Stormbreaker covers.
Yeah.
What do you mean the Stormbreaker covers?
Stormbreakers are like the up-and-coming Marvel comic artists. Like Peach Momoko was a Stormbreaker, I believe.
Oh. Gotcha.
So yeah, quite different art style. Almost kind of Archie-esque.
Yeah.
Art style.
It's very cute and like cell shaded, kind of like cartoony. I like it.
It fits like the little short story.
Yeah, it does fit the short story well.
The strange story that's going on.
This one was a weird one. I didn't know how to feel about this one, but it was cute.
Yeah, so we've got Monica Rambeau with her mom apparently going grocery shopping, and helping them out is Thor and She-Hulk.
Perfect day.
Because if you need help getting your groceries out to your car, who better to carry your groceries than Thor and She-Hulk?
True.
But I don't know what the
She-Hulk
panic was.
carrying the balloons. It's so cute.
They said happy birthday on them.
Yeah, it's Monica Is Monica the younger Rambo?
Yeah, that's Spectrum.
Okay. It's Monica's dad's birthday. That's what they're shopping for.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
And they have to find some condensed milk for one of the recipes. And apparently that's the panic.
Yeah.
Mom is going to find it.
And it's almost their turn in line.
Right. And that's the panic.
It's the worst.
It is the worst feeling. It's like, I'm going to go grab this real quick. And it's like, Mom, come back.
Mom, we're next in line.
I'm loading these groceries as slow as possible.
I have no money. They're going to arrest me.
Right. But did you start having flashbacks of me making you go through a line with some money to buy something because it was a limit two in my line, and I had to give you a couple bucks to go buy another two?
Maximize the Michaels coupons.
Yeah,
that's right.
Gotta use the coupons.
20% off on full price items.
Which I miss that because when I go shopping at Michael's alone, I can only use it once.
Always bring your buddy if you got coupons. But yeah, panic averted. She brings back the item just in time, and then it's just a matter of who's gonna pay.
Yeah.
But then, just as they pay and get the groceries out to the car, something explodes somewhere, and superheroes go off and do their superhero stuff.
Yeah.
And Mom is worried as always.
Yeah. They get a nice hug before she goes off.
Very cute.
All right, and the next story we have is called Good Luck Girl. And this one, if you had to think about good luck, who would you think of?
Domino.
Domino. Someone with the superhero powers of luck.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know of this one.
So this one takes place in Madripoor, and it's a lot of voiceover from Domino talking about how her skill, her superpower is luck. But apparently, if she has luck, then anyone around her has bad luck. Is that what you got from that?
Yeah.
This one confused me. I'm gonna be honest. I had no clue what was happening in this one.
Yeah, me neither. I just knew they were gambling.
The text bubbles on this one were way bigger than the text bubbles in every other one. So I just kind of skimmed it. And
Yeah, this one,
this one felt out of place.
she's obviously breaking up some bad guys at a at some kind of gambling place, which kind of goes in line with the good luck bad luck stuff. But there's apparently some tragic backstory that I'm just not familiar with, and that is told at the end, where it looks like a young girl got hurt because she had bad luck in the presence of Domino's good luck.
That makes more sense now.
And he's paying back supposedly the girl's father because of the guilt that she feels.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So she leaves, I guess, her proceeds from the gambling, the first half of the story being the busting up the gambling place, to this guy who's down on his luck and apparently, heartbroken. So it's I'm not sure if that story is part of the canon of Domino that we're supposed to know and understand, or if this is truly just we were supposed to get it in context like we somewhat did.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that was Good Luck Girl. Next up, we've got a Luta Continua. A Luta Continua.
A tale from the Venomverse.
And this is another one that kind of confused me.
This is the one that I was talking about. I wish I knew more about these characters, or they had labels or something, because they looked cool. Whoever this girl is that Venom, if she's the host of Venom right now, and she's got really cool dreads. Whoever she is, I don't know who she is. I want to know who she is, though. I feel like they don't really say her name at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if this movement that they're describing, this corrupt special anti-robbery squad, I'm sure that's fictitious.
Yeah.
So it's a fictitious Nigerian corrupt squad that the people are protesting against.
Mm-hmm.
Rightfully so. End SARS.
And I guess this Venom character is going to fight against them, I guess.
Well, the cops start attacking them. And then they fight back.
And they fight back.
And they've got this one guy has grass powers. Like, that's cool.
Grass powers?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see that now. I wasn't sure what that was.
I think they say his name.
Nepa?
No. I don't know if they say his name. The names they say are Adora and... Oh, geez. They said this other guy's name, too. Maybe not. Well...
Napa.
Napa.
Yeah.
And he's the guy with, like, the sun fist, right?
Yeah.
So maybe he's this Venom version of Sunspot or something? But I don't know. I don't know who any of these characters are, and we should look them up, because this Venom looks cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
It looked like she was in a wheelchair at the beginning also. So that's interesting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I didn't catch that before.
That's cool. Anyways. This one showed off a lot of really cool fighting styles of characters I don't know.
All right, then up next we've got Nighttime Bodega Run.
This one was silly.
Set in the Bronx.
This one's got Shell and... What's the guy's name?
Shell's brother, maybe?
Ian. No. Ian's their uncle. Anyways, it's this brother and sister, or these friends. Yeah, it is Shell and Ian. They go into this little bodega to gather vampire supplies. Because their vampire uncle is attacking them and chasing them.
Right.
And here comes Blade to save the day. Blade beats him up.
And they defend themselves with, what was it, some like chicken
Extra
and rice?
Garlicky rice, yeah.
At first I was like, why is he throwing that chicken and rice at the person? But it was made with extra garlic.
Extra garlic.
But yeah, you gotta have Blade come and save the day in a story like this.
Yeah.
Because he protects people at night, even though he is a daywalker.
Blade is a vampire, correct?
Yes.
But he kills the bad vampires.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Morbius.
It's Morbin time. This one was short, but it was cool. It was very simplistic art style, like just like blue and orange, basically, which was really cool.
Yep. And he saves the day and then he bounces.
Yep.
Bounce.
All right. Did you read the last one?
Yeah. Was that like from this issue?
I didn't see that.
Because it wasn't in the beginning.
It was after the afterword.
Bonus issue.
So after the bodega story, we've got an afterword by Angelique Roche.
Mm-hmm.
And she is the host of Marvel Voices, the podcast.
Ah.
But then after the afterword, there's like a bonus crossover between...
There's like a little interview.
Yeah, like a crossover between Marvel and Def Jam recordings with a artist named Saint Bodhi.
Or Body.
Or Body.
Bodhi. We apologize.
Yeah.
You are listening. You look really cool in this picture, though.
Yeah. So short little, like a interview, and then I think she helped out and wrote the story for this this last bonus little episode or bonus story called Letting Go, which features Storm.
I'm gonna say it. I think this was my favorite story in the issue. To me, this one felt the most like it was just like taken right out of the comic, which is incredible for, somebody who doesn't write comics for a living to come and write this really cool little short story.
Yeah, this is your classic X-Men.
Yeah, classic X-Men
story.
Recruiting story.
Right.
So she probably had a lot, to build on to work with, but it's Storm, and she goes to a little village near her hometown where there's this girl that she had like nightmares about. She's got to help this girl who's suffering, this mutant. And she goes, and the mutant is making quite a mess of the town. She's got really cool rock powers, and Storm just like talks to her and is like, don't let them, they're the monsters. Don't let them make you the monster. Come with us. You'll have a safe place. You'll be safe with the rest of us mutants. And it was just really, really nice and good. Good X-Men story.
And I like how the art style changes from when they get to this this village or whatever. It's very earth tony, very dark, and kind of, you can tell it's a dangerous place. And then they teleport back to what do they call it?
Krakoa,
yeah. Our mutant haven, where she will know love again. And it's very bright and colorful and more fairy tale-ish colors.
Yeah.
And she can use her rock skills to build neat stuff like bend. Minecraft.
Yeah.
Did you say Minecraft?
Yeah.
I like in the last couple pictures of this comic, they make Storm look a lot like Beyonce.
Oh yeah.
Like with the wavy, like really light hair. I think
right.
Beyonce has blonde hair right now. It's silly. I don't know why Storm in human everyday clothes reads Beyonce to me. But
also, why is there Beast Boy?
That's not Beast Boy. I don't know who it is, but there's a little
Beast Boy and Raven.
It's Starfire with opposite colors. Purple skin and orange hair instead of orange skin and pink hair.
He's like a green beast.
Yep, and that was the last story in the issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think overall?
I liked it. I at first was like, oh, short stories, a little weird, but they're all like genuinely good narratives.
Yeah. I have a short attention span, so reading a long comic sometimes is hard for me. So having the short stories was nice. I was like, oh,
facts.
New characters, new plot.
Yeah, it reminded me of there's some cartoons, and I can't name any off the top of my head, but sometimes there's cartoons that are like half-hour episodes, and they have a complete story start to finish. And then sometimes it's just like a shotgun of, boom, 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 just like this, little tiny things that don't make complete sense out of context, but, end up fulfilling you over the course of the episode.
Yeah. A lot of cartoons split the 30 minutes into 2 stories. After like a commercial break, it'd be like another one.
Right. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so we enjoyed reading Marvel Voices. If you guys out there, you listeners, have read this or read any of the other Marvel Voices, let us know. Send us an email, podcast@familygeekery.com. Let us know what your favorite little stories were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's going to wrap it up for this episode. We thank you as always for listening. Check us out on our socials. Check out the YouTube channel, see what's going on there. And other than that, until next time, peace out and geek out.
Thank you for listening to the Family Geekery podcast. For more information, visit www.familygeekery.com. Don't forget to subscribe at your favorite podcast provider. And until next time, peace out and geek out.